nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy December. Good to see you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming. Thanks for viewing. Let's see. We have a motion to approve the November 17th meeting minutes. Kit makes the motion. Do we have a second? Mike? Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Any abstentions? Okay. Bill, what have you got for us for the treasurer's report tonight?
Okay, we'll do codes first, second sheet. A little activity last month. We had a $12,000 bill from that Lion Digital simulation panel they bought. I think that's what it's called. Transferred some money from savings into the checking account to pay that alert all bill. There's a balance of $1,742 in the checking. Savings has a balance of $64.21. And the New York class went down at $13,000 that I transferred to pay the Lion bill. That's pretty much it for codes. Oh, wait, there's one code voucher tonight. Okay, the district report has a separate page. That's the referendum page that replaces page 10 that's in the report. I thought it was easier just to print out a new page and trying to make the corrections. So page 10 in the report, you'd have to go to this separate sheet. Okay, the first page of the report is our financial position, all the different accounts, including the service award account. We have a total, counting the service awards, there are $4,332,877. Page 2, 3, and 4 are the budget versus the actual, what was spent. And just one place, yes, the miscellaneous category. That didn't change after I moved the numbers around. 38,000% we're over, but we're not.
What page is that?
That's on page 1, 2, 3. That's we're over budget by $335.66, but that comes out to be 38,243%. I'm going to play that one on the computer. And page 5 is the M&T bank, the accounts at M&T. Page 6 and 7 are the accounts at the New York class at the top. It's an overview of it. And the next half of that page and the next page splits it out by account. To show you what activity took place in the separate accounts. Page 8 is the service award. And we still made money, but only $5,700 last month. at $1,055,000. 9 is the principal and interest payments, which were all caught up for this year. We have only one item, truck 2 that we're paying principal and interest on. Page 10 is the permissive referendum. If you look at that one, at the top, referendum 1, I added 3. I didn't add, I just entered them in here. There was a Milwaukee fan, a Motorola, and an MPT. That's added into there, bringing that first referendum account down to $16,649. The next one, we agreed to get rid of, I believe, or that's going to be gone. The capital improvement. We had 85,000 earmarked in it, and we spent 83,600. Scuba gear, SCBA gear. Sorry about that, it's late. We earmarked 370,000, we spent 340,000 for those tanks. Or the kits, as you did. It's the whole thing, what's that called? The pack, the whole Scott pack. Yeah. Down towards the bottom, we got gloves, helmets, more gloves, more hoods, belts, and boots were added in. For the PPE referendum 9. And 11, 12, and 13 are tonight's vouchers. A total of $385,000, but remember, 340 of that are the air packs. So we've got roughly $40,000 in our normal monthly bills. We have 36 district vouchers tonight, 6 credit card vouchers. I told you 1 code. And Kit wins the lottery for checking the bank statement. And that's all I have.
Any questions for Bill on the budget? Bill, I got a question for you on page 4.
Page 4. Yep.
Total 3410.4 for correctional and other expenses.
24. Okay.
396.57 over budget.
No, okay, that's because Let me find it there. Looking for the permissive referendums. Okay, that's because on page 3, like 6 items down, the permissive reserve expenses, the auditor wants that number in there. That's $1,184,869, which doesn't account against our budget. So, but the computer is subtracting it out over here at the end.
Okay, gotcha.
But that should be coming out of there, but they insist it has to be in there. We used to do a separate report of reserve expense, and then we did the district one, but now it has to be made clear.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the budget? Mike, second. Mike, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved.
I move to approve the vouchers as audited.
Okay. Do we have a second on that? Mike? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. And do we have any permissive referendum to the closing out? I think we did that. Okay.
4 is already closed. Will be closed.
Yeah.
So, referendum 2 has $1,900 in it.
Yeah, we closed that.
We haven't closed 2.
That one was supposed to be, you're looking at the wrong,
Oh, geez,
you're not looking at this one.
I'm looking at the wrong page. Okay, yes, okay. Well, we don't need to close anything, I don't think, unless at the bottom, purchase hose, nozzles, and appliances.
That wasn't even our referendum, that was just a size.
Oh,
It was just a motion, so that we just approved up to a certain amount.
certain amount, okay.
Good, Bill?
Yep.
All right, correspondence?
I have the letter from the election chair with the fire district election results. There were 127 votes cast, 52 for Barbara Raymond McCrease, 71 for Matthew Speech, 4 write-ins for Mike Evans. So Matthew Speech was elected commissioner starting 1/1/2026 through 12/31/2030. Congratulations. And that's all I have.
Congratulations, Matt. Good turnout. Good turnout of people. Always good to see people come and support their fire department, community. Chief's report, Chief Gleason.
Just want to thank everybody for your hard work. We've rolled out a lot of stuff, rolled out some training requirements. We are rolling out some operational updates and a little bit of a different way of doing business. And both the volunteer and the career staff have embraced that going on. So very appreciative for everybody's efforts. We're going to some fires, we're going to some additional alarms, and we're seeing some really good work from everybody. So that's all I have. I'm going to defer my report on SCBA training and rollout to Chief Walker.
Nothing there, so all the way down to nothing on purchasing surplus equipment, communication.
Yeah, so nothing under me. Under Chief Vitoli, and he's been working on this. New York State's released their DEC VFA grant for outdoor fire operations. Taking a look at it, we can use some additional Indian pump tanks, and we've discussed multiple times the possibility of portable tanks. So Chief Vitoli's looking at that, or portable pumps, excuse me. We've had a couple of incidents prior to my time where that would have been helpful from listening to the members. We don't carry any currently on. Now we do have some basement style large pumps. We're talking about little handheld portable pumps that walk through the woods. So Chief Vitoli is asking for approval of up to $7,000 supplies for portable outdoor fire operations. Up to $3,500 would be paid by the district, and then it's a matching amount by DEC. We'll get that out later this week to the commissioners, but he's asking the full amount. It's capped at $7,000, so he's asking for the $7,000. It doesn't mean we'll ask for that. We're looking for up to $7,000. Belgium's part would be up to $3,500 if we were awarded the grant. So that's Chief Natoli's business for you tonight.
And if you're not awarding it, are you not buying anything?
Not buying it.
Now, in my 5 years here, that vehicle's been called twice with 2 real brush fires,
Yeah.
and that vehicle's never been used.
Low probability. But we have moved it down here, and we are being added to boxes for additional departments. So I'd say going forward, we do have a use case for it, although understanding it is a very low use, right? It is a fraction of a percent of what we do on the roads. Looking at where we do have some exposure in the district, that's where the portable pumps came in, and that's where we're talking the Indian tanks. I think right now we have 4 or 5 on there that are in good condition. We have surplused and thrown away multiple because they were in bad condition. So that really comes down to, that's one of the main things that we use, and that's why Chief Natoli selected that, is as the tanks are on there, start going bad, we've got a rotation of supplies on there. Portable pumps, handheld portable pumps, not the massive ones that are in the back headquarters right now, have been talked about by the membership several times, that if we do get something deep in there, we've got the ability to lock things back there and do hose operations instead of Indian tank operations. So those are the 2 considerations for that.
And you mentioned being added to other box alarms, and it's going to come across sounding like a joke, but it's not a joke. You might as well get us on the box with Syracuse Fire, because they have some pretty good brush fires.
They do.
And it's not a joke. We're trying to fight some wildland fire out here that never occurs, but they've had some good ones down there.
Yeah, and we've only had a couple over several years. That's acknowledged. That's why the VFA grant is probably our best opportunity at adding equipment to that and taking care of equipment rotation for that. That way we're not putting it all on the taxpayers for a fraction of what we do. The VFA grant really is our best means at doing that responsibly.
Very good.
Do we need to approve maybe applying for that grant?
Sure, might as well.
I'll make that motion.
Yep. No second. So the motion is to approve up to $7,000, that if we do get the grants, we will go for half of that, up to $3,500 a day.
But please add, like the chief said, if you don't get the
If we don't
grant,
get it,
there's no
we're not
purchase.
going to. Yes. Any further discussion on that? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? So moved. All right. Chief Malcolm?
So training update. So you guys have created a new policy for our members for the requirements, and last night I actually sent out some of those requirements in a spreadsheet to inform all the members of what their requirements are. And when I say members, these are interior members right now, so they have a sheet hanging at both stations thanks to one of our firefighters put it up, and so we can see visually what we need to accomplish to reach the goals that are in that personnel policy. So that's the first piece of that. For the rest of this year, we're focusing on the SCBA training. Our new SCBAs are in at headquarters. The vendor is scheduled to come on Wednesday this week and start the testing. And that'll include flow testing and unpackaging them, make sure they all work. Thursday night's training, if all goes well on Wednesday, may include actually a drill with the PACs on. Since we did the training, we actually did PowerPoint training on last Thursday, keep everybody familiar with how the PACs work and operate the new style and the changes in the PACs. So we'll go from training to a drill, and we'll start getting used to wearing them, and we'll be placing them in service as soon as we can, as soon as we are able to, and the vendor says they're good to go. There are 26 down there, I believe, PACs, 52 with the cylinders down there. And I believe fit test wise, I think we're about done with fit test, maybe a couple more people, 2, 3, 4, need to be fit test on them.
How many complete packs?
26. So that'll leave us enough for the apparatus and a couple to trade with and a couple spares. One spare. So that's what's going on for training for fireside. Like I said, we are winding down the year. Qualifications-wise, I'll swap over to EMS training-wise. Qualifications-wise, we've completed our CMEs for the year for 2025 for all the members that are currently available and in service for EMTs. And we are working at developing our plans for next year going forward based on our new policy that we have out and training. Spoke tonight to one of the state fire instructors, putting on the truck ops class coming up in Belgium. They're hosting that soon. And talked to him about the requirements, what we need to have for the class to be successful. Got the dates, and hopefully we'll get some people from Belgium enrolled in that class, which is the next step after for some of the people. So success so far also I would say too is we got 3 people involved in a survival class, starts tomorrow night, which is good. Which is a great turnout for us. And recently we got a couple completing fire instructor, which is great. We got some others moving on to do some more class national certs, which is a good thing. So I'm happy with where we're going to training.
Good job, thank you. North Carroll. So, looks like there's been some smoke detectors installed. Do we have a number of how many homes we've gone into at this point?
I do not have a number on how many homes right now. He is compiling all of that information, and folks have been out. We've also discussed, he's been working on looking at updating our CPR, so there's a proposal put together for that we'll be reviewing, finalizing, and getting in front of the Board of Fire Commissioners. And he also has gone out and introduced himself to Radisson homeowners, got some information out to them.
Timberbacks.
Correction, Timberbanks, thank you. Got some information out to them, so he is moving aggressively to get our name out there, to get information out to folks, posting online, and really trying to get that outreach active.
Yeah, I spoke with one of the members today of Timberbanks and very impressed with it. He came and spoke at their meeting. They had their meeting here in the hall last week, I think it was. And she said, unfortunately, I just replaced my smoke detector, so I kind of missed out on it. But anyways, impressed that we're doing well, so good job. Good job. Okay, committee reports. Long-term planning.
Nothing planned at this point.
New truck committee. So Commissioner Harrison is not here tonight due to an injury that happened to him while he was at work. He did send me a list of a few things. He had questions on, so this is new trucks, apparatus, it all falls under the same thing, whether it's truck maintenance or new trucks. One of the things that he wanted to know is about the radio and station, and engine 21 is not scanning. Any update on that?
We're aware of it. It has to be worked on by United Radio. Chief Utilities made that arrangement.
Yeah, I saw that. Right front door, the roll-up door that the bumpers are missing on, again, engine 21.
First I'm hearing of it. We'll get a look at it.
Yeah, the Gator.
So,
Delivered, I hope they said they did. Do your power rate.
Gator. The Gator we've been trying to get serviced.
John Deere Gator,
Oh,
yes.
sorry, now the
Yeah,
other Gatorade, sorry.
So we've there are surprisingly few vendors to work on a diesel 6x6 John Deere Gator, down to just a couple. We spoke initially with a company that is doing that. They're both in Lafayette and Fulton. Spoke with them, yep, we can do it, we got it. And upon reaching back out to them, we have yet to hear back from them. So we're trying to save travel and not go far, but we may have to travel. This is yet another of those odd things in the world that there's just nobody to do this work. So, and I reached out to him initially, Chief Melchior has reached out to him multiple times, so it is on the list. We're hoping it's the holiday season that's making that complex, and that we'll be able to get that serviced shortly after.
When was the last time that was serviced?
So service on that was done by the caretakers previously. I don't know when the last service was performed on it, so that was really our goal, was to get it in and get a PM, and then prior to being able to do that, it has a coolant leak. So it's out of service, and when we can hear back from the company, we will get it scheduled to go up and get fixed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's see. Sale of the trucks has got nothing to report on that currently.
I got notification today on Rescue 2. Somebody from the Watertown area has shown some interest.
Good.
And their contact to them was today, so it's very early on in it.
Okay. Alexander Public Safety, next meeting for that is next month. It's like January 20th, yeah. I got it. So Lysander Public Safety meeting is next month, January 20th, and again, everybody is welcome to attend. That is going to be, where's that going to be, Kit?
I think it's here.
I think you're right, it is here. 7 o'clock. Station 1. All right, budget and finance. Kit, what have you got?
No report.
No report. IT committee, me, we've got nothing on that.
You have, it was around this time last year, we purchased a service contract for all of the security and camera system. $3,500. Where are we on that?
Actually, they came in this week to check some of the cameras and see, there were a couple that aren't working, to see what the issue is, and they're gonna get me a quote on that, to see what can be done with it.
Because that was a use or lose by the end of the year.
Okay. We'll see what they got when they come back to us. Personnel, Kit?
Well, I would just mention that Commissioner Chura asked that we review the general position responsibilities. He distributed a copy of these, and I pointed out that this is only a draft, and it was developed by him on 8/15 or 9/15.
The commissioners were given it September 15th.
September, if it's
Yeah.
9 then, yeah. But I hate to distribute paperwork that doesn't have a date on it and doesn't have draft on it. So if you'll just make a note of that it's a draft, it's not done finalized, and personnel has not sat down and really gone through it totally.
And what this came about with, in the past, we only had one chief, and then we hired a deputy chief. And I'll just say the workload of this board, Chief Gleason, at least, to have something, took it upon himself to give some clarity to the two positions. And as time has gone on, there's conflicts, and then as each individual has demonstrated their skills, things have been added or moved around. If you know the two individuals, I think you'll see some of their skills. Now granted, all of you didn't see their resumes or anything like that, but some of that falls into there, where some of these people may be best suited. And other portions of it can remove internal conflicts that can arise. So it expands out, and it does more than what we had with the volunteer chiefs in the past. So if you have any input, but, do you have the old one, Kit?
Um,
I have it here somewhere. It's very brief. You've got one that's 1 page long. The original one may be only up to my fingers here.
I don't have it here.
Okay. So if somebody needs it, I can get it, or the chief has it, but this is nothing new for anybody that knows. Our caretakers had them, the secretary has it, the district treasurer has one. Everybody has them. This is just for updating it.
Well, please make note on it. It's draft, not approved. Because when you pull this out 6 months from now, oh, that must be the position responsibilities.
Okay, duly noted. We'll work on this as we progress next year. We've got a lot of things that we need to accomplish and a lot of stuff that will be happening next year. Thank you. What do we got? Building maintenance, looks like Mark. Again, I've got letters from Mark. Status of the replacement of the pressure washer at Station 2.
Working with the vendor to try to get it covered under warranty.
I know the one here at Station 1 went and it was not covered under warranty, that we had to upgrade, and it costs $100 for the upgrade of it, so.
Partially
It was
covered.
partially covered.
Right. Okay. Boiler pump in the boiler room. Have we had somebody else come in and take a look at that for another estimate?
We have not, so that conversation went dead in the folks responsible for it, right? So we raised the question of, if we're on Hill's system, and Hills has control of our HVAC, and we bring somebody else in, what's the consequence with Hills rolling forward? So I understand that we haven't signed a contract with Hills yet, and that's also an open item, but that's the concern, right? Is we bring somebody else to do work in, Hills has control of our buildings, they have control of our heat and our HVAC. We bring somebody else to do the work in, what's the consequence when Hills comes in and says, we didn't do the work, therefore, what? So that's where the concern lies is, right, they run our stuff. To bring somebody else in, I get it. I don't know that anybody is thrilled with our contract with Hills, but we need to be careful of consequences of having somebody else come in and work on the system. We gotta make sure that we're in the free and clear with them, that they will continue to maintain and manage the system if somebody else works on it. So that was my caution in that, and that conversation has not gone any further. So no, we have not scheduled anybody to come in and give us an estimate until those concerns have been addressed. And that was the email, I believe it was an email conversation, not a text message conversation.
I think last time we looked for quotes from other companies, they were very, very similar in price. If you're looking at the cost.
And when was that?
Quite a few years ago, it was,
Just the hourly rate for the county contract price is probably about $10 to $15 higher than what the hourly rate for work at Hills is, just for comparison. It doesn't give much more breakdown, but.
well, that's good to know.
Okay. I'll have to move ahead with that one. Key fob, what's the status of the key fob reader not working at Station 2 over the weekend?
That was working, that was tested and found to be operational.
Could just be the cold.
I just reset it.
Yeah, for the exterior door, it was reset and working, so.
There are issues that have been going on for some time and never get resolved. When a QR code is scanned and a repair request has been generated, why is it only going to a select few? They should be going to all commissioners so we know what's happening to the facilities and equipment. I think
Address
that's
that with individual commissioners multiple times.
Okay. I think that's all that Mark has on that. Thanks, Mark. Fire prevention, we're all set until next year. Old business, so we got an application for Graham Bradford. We tabled that last month. Tommy has since brought in a letter about Graham. Any questions on the letter? So we'll untable that. Open for discussion. Do I hear any discussion? Hearing none. We have a vote to approve him as a member. Motion to approve him as a member.
I'll make a motion.
Kip makes a motion.
Do we have, Tommy interviewed him according to the letter. Is there anybody else in here that, I don't know if it was board of directors or whatever, that want to speak on his behalf? Not Tommy's, the letter writer. Yeah. Just to provide more info.
Guess not. We have a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, further discussion? None? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. New business. January, February meeting dates.
Yeah, that January date that we selected, January 20th, was a problem. It's in the public safety meeting this year, that night.
Yeah, I think we're going to move the commissioner meeting to the 21st, Wednesday the 21st.
That sounds good to me.
Wednesday the 21st. January.
Which meeting is that?
This meeting.
Matt, how's that fit for you?
Yeah, Monday, Tuesdays.
Yeah, January 21st. Yeah, obviously, it's just because of the holiday and the conflicting date with the also the public safety. And what do we got for February? So it looks like we're going to have to do the same for February. We'll move that to the 18th also.
I've got a meeting that night, but just as an FYI, I've already got a meeting here. Excuse me.
Is that the 16th, that's the holiday?
It's President's Day, yes.
I mean, could we just go to the next week, the 23rd,
We can
get on a
do that.
Monday night?
We can do that, yes. Is it okay with you?
Works for me.
Matt, okay with you? Okay. February 23rd, you got that?
Yeah. Oh, 23rd, not 18th?
23rd, yes.
You're welcome to come, there'll be a scrolling meeting here for the 18th. Never mind,
Okay.
kidding.
New business, we've got the Tompkins County Health Insurance Resolution.
So the resolution is very similar to the one that we passed before. Unfortunately, though, the Tompkins County had submitted the municipal cooperative agreement to the Department of Financial Services that has to be approved by New York State. They didn't submit that until after we passed that resolution, so we have to do it again, so that it's dated after when they submitted it to DFS. DFS is still reviewing it. If they come back with any corrections, we may have to do it again. But we need to do this so that we can sign the municipal cooperative agreement so that we can, we're good to go in January. You guys have a copy of it, but it's basically that the district has applied for membership in the Greater Tompkins County Municipal Health Insurance Consortium, whereas the district received notification of approval by the consortium board to become a participant, and that the district accepts membership effective January 1st, 2026, and authorizes the chief elected officer, so in this case it would be Charlie as the chairperson, to sign the 2026 amendment to the municipal cooperative agreement of the Tompkins County Municipal Health Insurance Consortium. So that's the resolution.
Okay.
I'll make that
You'll
motion.
make the motion. Mike will second it. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Any new business?
The Boy Scouts made a request, where do we stand with that?
Is what?
The Boy Scout request?
There is,
Is that
nobody
still out
answered
there?
me. It's still out there.
I think I responded back.
You and Kit are the only ones that responded, so it stalled because there was no response.
Boy Scouts wanted to, if I can summarize it, Boy Scouts wanted to use this meeting room Monday nights for their activities. I said I was fine, I responded back, I was fine with it except for commissioner nights.
Except for, oh yeah. But I was also asking to just let them, to meet with them and not have to have somebody here, because they're only here for an hour and a half. They're not, and to not charge them for it, because they don't have the funds for it. In the past, the commissioners wanted somebody to be here. But that was when we had a key code that we didn't want to give out to everybody. We didn't have people in the building, in and out. We're in different circumstances now. Because I don't have somebody who can be here every Monday. So that was the second part of that request.
They look for a volunteer. I don't remember your response.
Pardon?
I don't remember your response.
I think I responded, and it was vague because I didn't, in the past, the commissioners have always required somebody to be here. So I think that was mostly my response. So what's the status right now? Are they still looking?
I haven't followed up with them, so I don't know. I would assume so because space is very limited at the school due to the construction of the high school. They can't use polymer. I don't know what they found for other facilities. So if they had somewhere regularly other than commissioner meetings nights, I'm sure that they would be happy to use the facility, but they're very responsible. I have watched the hall for them when they use, it's the same group of kids that used to come in for the Pinewood Derby. They're always very responsible, they clean up, and that's something that can be monitored. If they aren't cleaning up, then they lose the privilege. I'm happy to meet with them the first couple times to make sure they know where everything is. I'm happy to leave them my number, but I can't be here every Monday, and it's hard to find people to be here just for an hour and a half. every week that we're not here for commissioners meetings.
I guess the first question is, do we require that there be someone here?
Charlie, I've done it before, I will volunteer.
This would be every Monday through the spring
Monday,
How long?
every Monday.
for the
I
rest
thought it
of the
was just
school
that
year.
one, the soapbox derby thing.
No, this would be every Monday except for commissioner meeting nights through the end of the school year.
How many, do you know how many nights that is?
Every Monday.
Every Monday.
For a whole year?
Yeah,
Oh geez.
they meet every.
But it used to be, they just
Yeah.
did the soapbox
If
derby
it
here
was,
and I
if it was
volunteered.
one week, I'd be happy to do it. I can't do it every week.
I'll
I
be one of the
have other
volunteers if
obligations.
somebody else wants to help.
Well, I think if you look at it, you're looking at 8 months of school, 4 weeks. So you're looking at 32. Now you take out a whole bunch of Monday holidays, and you might be down to like 22. Now you throw in 8 months of commissioners' meetings, you're in the teens.
I'll do it, no problem. I'll help the kids out.
Okay. Thanks, Mike.
I'll just hang them in the closet.
If I keep going, they'll owe him time.
Yeah, exactly. Any public comments? Public comments?
Did have, go do your stuff.
I got one. So I'd like to ask the commissioners to make a focus on fire department member retention for next year. Your policy coming up in April only has certain guidelines that keep members active or puts them in probation or removes them from the department. We need more ways to reward people for being active in this fire department. Doesn't necessarily have to follow the LoSAP rules, but there are people contributing many hours in this fire department, and currently they're not being recognized for that as being active members. We have a perfect example right there. We're looking for someone to do Boy Scouts. That would be a great way to push the fire prevention, CPR, join the juniors, whatever it may be. This man over here is going to give an hour and a half. We just did the math. We don't know what it's going to be, but he could be kicked out of the fire department because then that fire calls when he's busy doing that. I mean, if he gets a call that night and he's here at the Boy Scouts, he doesn't get the call. So it's something that's needs to be considered. We need to look at that and say, fire prevention things that go on when people drive around the district for 6 hours promoting Belgium Cold Springs, that should count toward being active. When they go into a school and do stop, drop, and roll, that should be considered active. Whatever it is, you should come up with a bigger list than must-do fire calls, must-do meetings, must-do drills. All that's important, but currently, right now, there's going to be in 2026 3 commissioners that are already on the list that theoretically, by their own policy, would be removed from the fire department, and also some of their own family members. And all those people contribute to the fire department in this community right now. And so we're looking at removing them from the fire department, and yet they are giving more time being a commissioner, which is more additional hours on top of their other roles they play in this community. So I would ask that you would put that as top priority and show the department that the commissioners are not trying to kick out members, and that you guys can do something as a collective quickly and say, hey, here's a bunch of extra things that should count. So not LoSAP, not other things, but how we contribute to the fire community, to the community itself through fire prevention. We got a fire prevention prompt coming out soon. We just talked about redoing CPR classes, all kind of cool things that we can do that really get the message out besides going on calls.
So one of the things that I stated earlier is that we do have a lot of stuff to do next year. And that's a priority right there. I've looked at that, the 00042 policy. All of the policies need to be looked at and addressed. They all need to be gone over. Some of them haven't been updated in many years. So again, that is a priority moving into next year, okay? Our goal here as commissioners are to have responsible people respond to a call, trained, responsible people. The department years ago failed to hold people accountable for that. As a result, commissioners have stepped up in the past and created these policies to hold the membership accountable. So the commissioners in turn became the bad guys, okay? Our goal is not to kick people out. We don't want to do that. We're struggling. We're trying to keep people in, okay? We're aware that we need to make these adjustments. We're aware that these points are not LoSAP points. These points are credits. That is something that we're definitely going to do next year. Definitely working on that.
Appreciate that. We also have members that are concerned, and they said that's not what I want to be concerned about.
And I've had this discussion with several people, and I've made them aware of what we're looking at, what we're planning on doing. So, thank you. Anything else? Any other public comments? Public comments?
Understand that we're doing a raffle? A raffle or?
No, go ahead. What do you got?
Last month I missed doing the responses. For October, with the numbers that Amy gave me, we had a combined response of 5.9%, or 5.9 people per alarm, and that equates to 3.3 people. Car 1 had 9%, car 2 had 6%, and car 3 was 8% of the alarms. There was 9 scratches. People per call were 3.3. And when I say people per call, that's volunteers, and that's combining both stations together. I was asked to do qualified people per call. That drops the numbers down to like 2.9. The county's response for arrival is 8.02 minutes, or 8 minutes and 2 seconds. Our year-to-date is 7.46, and that's with people in house most of the time. But the county average, even though there's 3 other combination departments out there, there's 40-some others that aren't, so we're still just hitting what they are. I do have a column that I was asked to generate. It was for NVs and ULs. NVs were 0.2%, 0.26% per alarm, and ULs were 0.12 per alarm.
Please explain what the MVUL is so
give
that
that-
people at home know what it is.
I'll give that to the line officers, so if they have, because they don't have it yet, this way they can ask questions and then they can disperse it. That's it for that.
So what is an NV and what's a whatever?
As I just said, I will provide that to the line officers. If they have questions,
Maybe you should tell the public now what
I
you
just
consider
said it for
that.
the 3rd time, I will provide that to the line officers and then they can disperse that.
Doesn't help the public.
They can ask the line officers.
The public is even the public viewing on PAC-B, and if you look at how many people watch PAC-B for the district
We have the
meeting,
record.
there's a lot of people that are not members of the department. So explaining it to the public at this point in time is the most logical and correct thing to do.
I'll get it next month.
Do it now, because you won't be here next
I
month.
know. So that's, I don't have numbers for this month, but since probably 15 months, they're steady, and steady with a decline. Other new business, the commissioners were made aware of this. I don't know if Kit and Mike passed it down, but I'll just read a letter that the commissioners were given, or an email. I was notified by Civil Service that DeWitt Fire District is having a chief's exam. And all the chiefs take the same exam. I'm requesting that, and they do this to provide a current, up-to-date list to hire from should a vacancy exist or is predicted. Again, DeWitt's asking for it. I don't know if I know they don't have a vacancy now, and I don't know if they're predicting one. I'm asking to have this test for our department. This is nothing new. We currently have this up-to-date list for the deputy fire chief, firefighter, EMT, but those lists have not been touched for hiring. This is okay, and it's a common practice. Participating in this exam just makes us current. It doesn't mean we have an opening or foresee any vacancy. our list that Chief Gleason was hired off of has expired. But there is one candidate on that list that is still interested in the position, and he does live in the district. There's another individual that has also notified me that he's interested, but I've also told him that list is expired. The urgency for this is the application deadline for the applicants is December 24th. So it's imperative that this is requested from civil service. All we have to do is make a phone call. Civil service will and should use the existing announcement that Chief Gleason and prior Chief Root were hired from. And typically the lists are only good for a year with usually one extension, and then there's a new exam. We're beyond that. Our original exam is reaching 3 years that these guys were hired off of. And as Charlie says in some of his emails, this needs immediate attention, and I put that in there because of that deadline of the 24th. It's not our deadline, it's the applicant's deadline. Hopefully we can approve this before the next meeting, which was tonight, but I did not hear back from anyone. So we could give as much time for the candidates to gather their information and fill out the application. Then all the board would have to do is just okay this, and we'd have an updated list once the test results came back. And then I said, if anybody has any questions, please reach out to me. So I'm in favor if they responded back. My response was I was in favor of moving forward and having Chief Gleason call civil service as soon as possible to put us on for the exam. So I'd like to make that a motion if possible, if that's required to have a motion. All we're doing is, Mark Harrison's currently on a list. We have our list. So
I don't know, does it have to be a motion?
I don't know. For safety, I just say it's a motion.
Do we have a second on that?
I'll second it.
Okay. Further discussion on that?
I mean, so I can certainly call and request that. We should also be requesting a promotional exam for Chief Natoli internally into the fire chief position. So if the applicant deadline is the 24th, we've notified civil service that I'm the point of contact. I don't know why that hasn't happened, but I was not notified of that, or I would have brought it to the board and we would have made this phone call a while back. But I will certainly get in touch with them tomorrow.
It definitely asked for the promotion one too.
Yeah, we should have both. I mean, we should be running current lists of everything. There's no harm in that.
And currently she named with other departments?
No, I'm saying we should be on the schedule, right? So when a chief's exam goes out, we're on it, right? We should be part of that conversation, but due to extenuating circumstances, we haven't been, and we're working on getting that. But yes, we should be always on the firefighter EMT list. We should be looking at what our future is and being on officer lists. It doesn't mean we have to hire off of them. And we should always have a current, especially with New York State law saying we have greater than 6 firefighters requiring a paid chief. We should always be on that, and we should have a promotional opportunity for our deputies. So there's no issue with that. I can certainly make that phone call and try to get in touch with them tomorrow to see what we need to do to do those things and try to have our name on that as well. If the announcement's already out and we're not on it, I don't know what that is. If the announcement's out and we are on it, I haven't looked at that, but certainly we'll work through that with them. I will work through that with them tomorrow and see if we can make sure our name is part of that. We should be running current list for everything.
They will just, they'll either just add your name, or if you keep it the same, that it's part-time potentially, and this is how we listed all of our positions, because it gave us the broadest scope of things. Part-time, potentially leading to full-time position. That way, when people take the test, they know it's part-time to start, like you did, and it could be whatever down the road. DeWitt's may be just full-time, because they don't have part-time officers. But again, if you go back to Root's description and your description, you know, it should follow through. They may give you a separate test number, because you'll have part-time in there. What else did you write? Oh, I'm not sure why DeWitt didn't contact. I know when we initially did all of those positions, I was constantly in contact with all 3 of the others I'm gonna put this out, or are you putting anything out? And we all worked hand in hand, hey, we're putting this out, do you want it? And that's how we did the deputy chief way back. So, and it's just a phone call and they'll either give you your own or add it to them. Thanks.
How does the promotional test work?
To this.
One is a promotional, so it'll be open for internal candidates only. The other would be open competitive, open to the public if they meet the criteria. The question we'll have is, do we have a promotional exam? Does a spec have to be written? And are we going to be in time to do that?
The promotional will be the same. It's just that you're allowing people from within house to be able to take it. But if you only have one person, she may not give you a promotional.
There's requirements on that though. So right, it is a different test.
Yeah.
You have to have that they've been interior, right? There's language that has to go with that to go onto that promotional exam. So I will, if I can get in touch with her tomorrow, I will ask on that and we'll see what we can do.
If you, yeah, it's not the 24th yet. If you go online, you can pull up DeWitt's, and I believe it'll give you the open competitive and promotional and the requirements that you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, that's all.
Because they have it listed as both.
Yeah, that lives in the archive, and we can look at what DeWitt's are to see if Fayetteville has done that. I don't know if they have or not. We'll look at the others, but it'll just be, are we able to do that in the time allotted? We tried making an adjustment to the firefighter EMT. We were unable to do that in the time allotted, and that was before it was announced. So I will make my best effort at it because we should have a current list. It's just a matter of if it's open to if applicants close on the 24th. I don't know what that looks like for us to try to jump on there.
Well, and I'll go way back to your original test. And kid, if you remember, we knew we had to sign up for it. But we were doing a lot of work in the commissioner's office, getting the program up and running. Even Ruth was working as a caretaker, and all of a sudden, Manoa decided to have a test. And civil service said, guess what? Tell your candidate he's taking a test within a month. Because Manoa slipped one in, and that's the next one. So that's how you guys got hit real quick. So this may fall under that same thing. Mattydale should be under it too, but I'm not sure what they're doing. So,
Further discussion? Since we have a motion and a second on the floor, all in favor?
Do you want to update your motion to include getting on any list, promotional or otherwise, that would get us current? Because the motion is just the chief's, not the promotional.
So we need an open competitive and promotional will be the language for that.
yes, or just a blanket the chiefs, it's fine.
As long as we all understand that it's both.
Yeah, and it would be the same thing down the road for
So the chiefs.
eventually deputy chiefs.
Correct.
So
But
then
again-
to the chiefs and promotional. Correct? Open competitive.
And they may or may not give you a promotional because you only have one guy. So,
And Mike Malone is the second.
Yes.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Any abstentions? So moved. Anybody have anything else?
can we do an exec session?
Do you want to do an executive session?
I don't want to, but yes, we should. I'd like to have.
All right, so before we do that, since this is your almost last official meeting, Mike, I just want to thank you for the good that you did to the department,
Thank you.
for the department, and for the district. Here's some things that as an outgoing commissioner that just have to
Return.
to. So you're making a motion for executive session?
Yes.
Do we have a second?
What's your reason?
The usual. G, resume and employment history of an individual which may lead to his or her continued employment with the district.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All righty. We'll be conducting any business after.